It's day 50, y'all. Day 50 of retention. And I wanted to just recap some of the core observations recently that stood out. Hopefully, y'all are doing well. I know I'm part of that group, Andrew Knight's channel. Check out his channel. Great content, Andrew. Keep up the good work, buddy. But day 50 of SR, y'all, the urges are just getting more and more intense. I can't tell you the last couple mornings how I've been just battling this intense urge, intense energy, intense aggression. And normally in the past, it's tapered off, any between day 35 and day 50, maybe day 55. I've done a few of these streaks, and this has been one of the more longer streaks recently. And every streak that I've gone on beyond 30 days has its own flavor, its own path. No streak is ever similar. There might be some similarities, but every streak is its own streak, right? But I wanted to call out a couple things, actually 3 things, and I'll try to keep this video under 10 minutes. We'll see how that goes. Weird synchronicities, in particular with women. Yesterday, I kid you not, there were 2 women I haven't talked to in at least 2 to 3 months. One of them I dated for about 7 months when I had moved to Texas. She's a little bit younger, in her mid-20s. And, it just didn't work out. We broke up back in January, give or take. And within 2 months, she got pregnant by some other guy. So yesterday, she reaches out. And keep in mind, she's about, 3 months pregnant? She's 3 months pregnant. She's living with this other guy. And she reaches out to check on me. I thought that was very strange. I have no ill will towards the woman, but I just thought it was very strange. Still, asked her how she was doing, talked to her a bit. Gunner, my dog's in a shot here. Might be in a shot. Down, boy. Still talked to her. I kept it very casual, very light. No ill will at all. Quick 5-minute conversation. Just thought that was very strange. Now, within a couple hours, one of my old neighbors, she had recently moved away to a different state. Not Texas. I'm not going to say the state. She had broken up with her boyfriend. She had reached out last year before Christmas. We had been talking back and forth. Just more of like platonic friendship kind of thing. And she's always been talking about coming down to Texas to visit. Well, she reached out. And keep in mind, I haven't really talked to her in a couple months. She reaches out within 2 hours of that other girl that reached out that I broke up with. That's pregnant. Kid you not, that was day 49. Today's day 50 of the streak. And a lot of times these things tend to happen, like women, old flames, past relationships, whatever. They will reach out to you just out of the freaking blue. So that's one observation. That was on day 49. The other observation, the intolerance of people's bullshit. The longer you go on a streak, the more dialed in you are with your energy and knowing what you want, what you're chasing, what you're pursuing, what you're trying to accomplish, the background noise, people and their BS, you start to get hyper aware of kind of seeing through people's BS and just eliminating them to some degree. When I say eliminating, I'm talking about just not communicating with them, just cutting them out of your life forever, right? So at the gym, some of y'all that I've talked to in the past in the group chat, in that group, I'd met this bikini model at a local gym. And she actually works at the gym at the front desk, but she also lifts and trains there every so often as well. So I had approached her, this is about 2 weeks ago, got her information, set up a date. She ended up flaking on me this past weekend, and I've seen her at the gym, right? She waves at me. Literally, I got no time for a lot of women that flake when I could tell it's BS and they didn't really have a legit reason. A lot of times they just love the attention that guys give them. Keep in mind, she's a bikini model. Check out her Instagram page. She competes. Beautiful woman. Very nice in person, but I always say watch what they do, not what they say. Right? Watch their actions, not the smiles and the waves. So yesterday I'm leaving the gym. She was working at night at the front desk, and, you know, on the way out, like you give like a peace sign or you wave to the people at the front of the gym. On the way out, it was just her. It was late at night. It was like 8:30, 9 o'clock at night, and I kind of look over. I look over at her because I was a little ticked off that she flaked, and it just seemed fake, like the niceness, right? Now that I'm kind of looking back. Looked over, and she's like, have a good night. And I just literally, y'all, looked over, and I just looked her in the eyes and just went, Didn't even wave at her. Just walked out. It might seem a little bit bitter, but cutting her out, right? I just have no time for that. So that's something on this, the longer you go on the streak, your intolerance of people's BS increases tenfold, in my experience. These are just my observations. Everyone's journey is going to be different. Final observation I wanted to touch on. Actually, a couple more. One quick one, the anger and the aggression. I kind of hit on that earlier. But the anger and aggression and the intolerance of people's passive aggression in person, on the road, on the highways, like it can get you in trouble if you can't dampen it and control it, find ways to control it. But that has increased a lot. I know a lot of folks that practice retention from time to time, they call this out as well. That's been ratcheted up quite a bit. And then a final observation. Some of y'all may already know my story. I got into this battle with a corporation in the tech industry over some false allegations that were brought towards me. Ultimately, it's a parting of the ways. I have been interviewing with other companies, but I'll be honest, y'all, my heart's not really into it. I'm looking to build and start my own company. Got a couple ideas, a couple things I'm working on. I'm not going to say it yet. But I've been going on interviews, and kid you not, I've been going so hard on these interviews. I was entertaining one of these companies, and they presented an offer. It was a very healthy 6-figure option. I've made 6 figures like the last 7 to 8 years of my life consistently in my prior roles. But this was probably one of the highest base salaries I've ever been offered in my freaking life, right? I could take the easy way, go right back into corporate, but there's something different on the streak where I feel this is a window, an opportunity for me to build something special. And it's tough, y'all. A healthy 6-figure income in today's job market has been presented. Granted, I've been on retention. I crushed all 3 interviews, right? They've checked my creds on LinkedIn. And I just, in a way, it was kind of nice that it's been offered to me, but it's almost like I don't want to go back to corporate America. So it's a big test, right? Trust and believe I've got reserves, but reserves are not going to last forever. And I got to get this business, this the two models I'm working on off the ground, because the runway is just going to get shorter and shorter. And here's this temptation: healthy 6-figure salary, right? It's definitely a test. It's in my back pocket for the next couple of days. I'm still marinating, thinking it over. But y'all, I want to end the video there in that this journey's not easy. You're going to see weird synchronicities. You're going to be blessed. You're also going to be challenged with a lot of decisions. And what I will say, I'll end on this. When you are chasing or pursuing something that is super meaningful, whether it's a career, working on yourself, your body, your health, your social, your mental, whatever it is, your spiritual, your financial, if it carries a lot of weight, SR is one of those tools that I would encourage each and every one of y'all to lean in on. All right, so I'll end the video there. Thank you all. I built out this little new studio, if you want to call it that. And shout out again to my guy, Andrew, Mr. Knight. He kind of guide me through some best practices. It's only going to get better. Appreciate y'all. Please like, comment, subscribe as I try to get this channel off the ground. All right? Y'all take care.